how many of us, at one point in our life, we were in a gathering or someone was talking to us and what they said was really annoying or was improper and it hurts. And that's actually one of the diseases of the tongue. As we said, if the tongue is not straight, the heart is not straight. The tongue needs to be sound. That means the heart is sound. That means my iman is sound. And one of the things, unfortunately, that especially this day and age, we see it so common, so popular between many people, including Muslim, is something called foul language. And this is a disease of the tongue, where we call it al-fuhsh. When we say about immorality, things is very immoral, and we talk about it. Or we start cursing people right and left. There is no reason to justify that we curse people. And al-badha, which is basically vulgarity in our blessed month, but especially in the Western world, the F word, the S word, and we just say it as if it is norm. And this is not from our religion, and this is definitely does not befit a Muslim, a proper Muslim, and Islam with excellence. And this is absolutely not allowed. It's actually manhi an. We're not supposed to do it. And the Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam said, Iyakum wal fuhsh, beware, stay away from immorality or from obscenity or foul language. In Allah la yuhibbul fuhsh. Allah does not love obscenity or those who practice obscenity, let alone talks about obscenity. And he said, Al-Jannah haram. Jannah is absolutely not the place for anyone who is fahish, who practice obscenity. And also the other one, and I want each one of us to remember this hadith. And when we say these things, by the way, we should not think of other people. We should think about ourselves. When I am saying this hadith to you, I need to ask myself, am I that person? And if I am, may Allah protect me and you all, then I'm going to say, Ya Allah, I'm so grateful you showed me my shortcomings, which means I need to change. And if I am not, then I'm so grateful to Allah. And if you are not, you need to be so grateful to Allah that He had saved me. Let's say other people are doing it. Alhamdulillah, I am not. I'm not praising myself or you're praising yourself, but that's the fadl, the grace of Allah. And He said, alayhi salatu wasalam, Laysa al-mu'min. He negates the description of a believer, not faith, meaning what's aqeedah, it sits inside the heart, but actually the excellence of a believer is not. If I am an excellent believer, the following is not my character. لَيْسَ الْمُؤْمِنُ بِالطَّعَانِ, the person who absolutely stab people in the back. وَلَا اللَّعَانِ, the person who curse. وَلَا الْفَاحِشِ, the person who use obscene or foul language. وَلَا الْبَذِيء, also vulgarity. So the tongue, not only what I am saying, but how I am saying it, what words I am saying, is also a reflection of my heart. And if I expose myself to these, some people will say, well, I don't say it. But you watch these things, and unfortunately it's also very common these days, or I am surrounded by people who does that, then gradually I'll get used to it, and may Allah protect us, I may even start saying it. So we need to be careful about the quality of the words that comes from our mouth, because it affects my heart. Let's not forget, I want to go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with a pure heart. So anything that will make this pure crystal vase dirty, I need to clean and avoid. Something else, which it is a disease of the tongue, excessive joking. Joking is nice. It's sometimes, you know what, you talk about joking, start smiling. That's good, but not too much. Did the Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam used to joke? Yes, but number one, it was always the truth. And there is a very famous incident when an older woman came to him and she said, will I enter Jannah? And he said, no. And you can imagine if that was me or you, what will happen. Then he immediately says, لا يدخل الجنة عجوز عروبا أترابا. They all will enter as young in similar age. So yes, he was joking with her. Yes, we can joke sometimes, but don't make it too much. Make sure it's truthful. Make sure that joke does not mean you're mocking other person, putting people down, because that's another disease of the tongue. When we say it in a way to put people down. And actually, it's also a sign of arrogance. So yes, especially with children, he used to, alayhi salatu wasalam, used to joke with children. It makes things, they make it nicer, and they will love you more. Again, but has to be truthful. Something, unfortunately, also is becoming more and more common. There's a joke sometimes we say, if you want someone to know your secrets, say your secret to somebody and tell him or her, don't say it to anybody. That means everyone will know about it. It's a disease of the tongue. Ifsha'u sin, sir. Ifsha'u sir. Someone entrusted you, trusted you with their private, let's say private life or something. So not keeping a secret, and especially when someone told you, please don't say this to anybody. I trust you. I need your opinion. I need to have someone share this with me because it's too heavy on me. Of course, it does not include disobedience of Allah, what we are saying. That needs to stay the way it is because it is amana. It's a trust. As they say, al-majalisu bil-amanat. When we are sitting together with people, what has been said in there, it's another trust. So one of the diseases of the tongue that will affect my heart is when anyone entrusts me with anything, I'll just go and do that. Now, the next one will be, it's very sad, may Allah protect you and me, how many times that somebody really praise you a lot in front of you, and then subhanallah, turn his or her face and go and talk to somebody else and start talking completely negative about you or me. And they call him kalamu dhil lisanain. The person literally has two tongues. Well, nobody has two tongues. But the two tongues meaning the tongue says something and immediately afterward, when the circumstances changed, say something different, as if he or she has two tongues. Why is that? Because that's not honesty. That's completely opposite being honest and being truthful. What you think of people, if it is not appropriate to say it, then don't say it. If it is appropriate in the nice way, as a way of an advice, you say it to that person. But why do you go out and talk about that person? And that also goes in backbiting, which will come to it. But why do you praise somebody in their face and then go out and say completely opposite? There is no reason for that. The last but not the least is praising. I'm sure all of you looking at me and says, what's wrong with praising? Well, we should say not too much praising, right? And this is a very beautiful incident. It happened to Sayyidina Umar. So he was in his gathering and a man entered, and the man is actually from a very well-known tribe. And the people praised him when he entered to Sayyidina Umar. Oh, this is the best man you will have. Something in that meaning. Sayyidina Umar immediately, in front of everybody, hit him with something. And then the man looked at him and says, and Sayyidina Umar at this point, he was the leader of the believers, and said, leaders of believers, why did you do this to me? What did I do to you? Right? Sayyidina Umar looked at him and says, Ama sami'taha? Didn't you hear it? I said, yeah, I heard people praised me. Listen to this. Sayyidina Umar said, I was worried that the way they praised you, it's going to get to your heart and you're going to act with arrogance. I want you to keep your head down. So sometimes, subhanAllah, Allah made us go through some incidents. We think that people are putting us down. Reality, Allah wants to protect us from being arrogant. So do not praise people too much, including children. I've never seen a beautiful girl like you. She's beautiful, mashallah, but don't overdo it because it will get into the heart. There is no one will not get affected by too much praising. And as the famous incidents of Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, when he was walking and he saw two people, one is praising the other, and he looked at that person and said, qasamta dhahra, you broke his back. And I was like, why is that? Because again, when we too much praise people, even if it is true, it will get into us and we will start to become arrogant. I'm sure this question was going to come to you. What about if people does that to me all the time? Then learn this dua. Ya Allah, make me better than what people think of me and forgive what they don't know about me. And as one of the righteous people said, if sins had a smell, nobody will be able to sit next to me. May Allah protect us all. Ya Rabbi, Ameen.